In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a relight layer. It's very easy. I'm going in the layers panel all the way down, and this icon is the one you use to create a new layer. So if you press it, you're just going to create a new layer. It's going to be empty and with the layer 1 name. But if you press Alt and then click, this will bring up this window. This window is called just new layer, and I'm going to rename it Relight. And it offers a bunch of options, and 2 of them are really useful. You go to mode, which is the blend mode, and you click on linear light. It's exactly the same mode, the one we used for frequency separation, the high frequency. And you want to check that box, and it says fill with linear light neutral color 50% gray. And I press OK, and I have now a new layer on top of all the others, and it's a relight layer because I named it so. But it's a relight layer because it's filled with neutral gray, and the neutral gray disappears when it's in linear light mode. And that means everything that is going to be darker than the neutral gray is going to darken all the pixels below, and it's the opposite when it's brighter. So let's just demonstrate that. I'm going to take the B brush, and this is white in the selected color, and let's put the opacity all the way up to 100%. And if I start painting, as you can see, it's a lot stronger than it should be, but it makes the pixels below the relight layer brighter than the original. Let's undo that and put something a bit more reasonable. So either you change the opacity for something lower, or depends, you select something that is from the pure white to obviously the neutral gray. If you paint with neutral gray, it's not going to do anything, but it's some kind of a light gray and with a lower opacity. Then, as you can see, I can kind of paint with light actually. So let's put that with a opacity 8%. And for example, what I would like to do is add a bit more light in the eyes. Actually, just this one, and fill the light around the eye. Okay, and I can do the same with black, and again, not pure black, but like a dark gray, so it makes a subtle change and not like a harsh change. And with that, it's very easy to retouch the makeup. Looks like there's mascara on the eyes. All right, and same for the lips. If I take a bigger brush, I could even follow the shadows in the hair and create nice light effect in the hair and follow some strokes. So I can kind of sculpt the light with the relight layer, and that's really handy. Look, this is before and this is after. And on top of that, I'm going to fix the background, which is dark grayish. It's not completely black. And I'm going to take a really dark gray and a higher opacity and a bigger brush size, so it's kind of a diffused and blended with the photo and the hair. And as you can see, it's really easy to keep some highlights in the hair and make the background a lot darker. So you don't have to do rotoscopy and precise selection on the background with the hair. That's really handy. Let's blend the opacity, yeah, further down, like 8%, and make it a bit brighter, and specifically around the hair. Now, if you want to retrieve the neutral gray, well, just select neutral gray, which is B brightness 50%, and then opacity all the way up to 100%. And then you can use that around the edges, around the hair, and bring back some of the values. And that's it. Look, if we go all the way 300%, I have now a black background, and still I have all my details nice and preserved on all the hair that's going on top of the background. And this is what you want. You don't want like a blurry selection going on top of the hair. It's all blended and it's all nice. That's cool. So you can paint the light, sculpt the light the way you want, and that's very practical. Okay, so this is before and this is after. Now, this is again very subjective if you prefer the background the way it was originally, and I can understand some dark gray can also be really interesting. You can make two versions actually, so what we can do is just create a mask, and if I paint with black, like pure black, of course there are more hair that will be revealed, and I can retrieve the pixels that were before that. All right, that's it, a bit more there, here and there. Okay, so now we have the dark gray background. Well, to switch from this one to the one we had before, it's very easy. Just right click on the layer mask and you can say disable layer mask, right? So we keep the same relight layer. We don't have to duplicate it, but we just have a mask that says, well, I want a dark background or I want just a gray background. And if I activate the mask, then I have the dark gray background. Up to you to choose whatever you prefer. But now I have a relight layer and I revealed some part of the pictures that I wanted. I put some light in the hair the way I wanted, and all of that in a non-destructive way, because all of that is being put on a layer that is separated from everything else. So it's a very elegant solution to adjust and fix light problems, or just do to achieve a look. So it can be done to fix things, or it can be done to just make it look like different or the way you prefer. So it can be just some kind of artistic procedure, or it can be just a technical fixing procedure. I have something that looks bad, I want to fix the light, I can do that to fix the light. I can change the orientation of the light, I can change the shadows, or I'm just using it to give it a look and an ambience. So again, up to you. You can use as many as you want, because you can have several relight layers working on top of each other. There's no recipe that says you just have to be using one, right? So if you want to use 2 or 3 or 4, up to you. And then you put them in a group, nicely renamed and tidy, and that will be all for this video.